Welcome to the Advocare V100 Bowl from Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's a Pac-12 against the ACC. Arizona, in its fifth bowl over the last 6 seasons, comes to town with a 7-5 record to take on the Eagles of Boston College out of the ACC. 7-5 for BC this season. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside John Congemi. Should be a fun matchup today. Two teams that have taken on the identities of their head coaches. The freewheeling Rich Rodriguez from Arizona, the hard-nosed Steve Addazio at Boston College.
I think the styles create matchups, Tom, and today we have totally different matchups, but they both want to do the same thing. They want to run the football. Arizona, they want to go fast. They want to spread you out from sideline to sideline, goal line to goal line, and they want to get the football in space. Now, Boston College, they're big. They're physical. They want to slow the tempo down, make it a 4-quarter football game. But number one, paramount, they want to be physical at the point of attack.
The two best running backs in the nation today. We start with Andre Williams, a Doak Walker Award winner from Boston College. Heisman finalist, and at the end of the day, he could be one of the top 5 ground gainers in college football history.
Tom, he's big, he's physical, he squares his shoulder and runs downhill, but when he gets to the second level, he scores touchdowns. 17 of those touchdowns this year, over 2,000 yards. He's had 5 games where he's gone over 200 yards, and look at the all-time leaders in rushing in FBS history. Names like Barry Sanders and Marcus Allen and LaDainian Tomlinson. Well, Andre Williams, he's 9th currently, but he's slowly going to walk his way or rush his way up that list today.
On the other side for Arizona is Kadeem Carey, who led the nation in rushing last season. He nearly replicated that feat this season. He may be overlooked by some as he comes into this game with a healthy dose of motivation.
Well, he has great balance, especially on the edge, Tom, and he has that competitive spirit that wills himself into the end zone. 15 straight games going back to last year where he's rushed for 100 yards or better. I just like the way he runs in space. He makes people miss at the point of attack, and he has that extra gear to get in the end zone.
And for more on that motivation, let's take you down to the sidelines. A third member of our crew as we say hello to Nikki Noto.
You guys, when you meet Kadeem, the first thing you notice, it's his personality. He's fiery, he's animated, and he flat out lights up when he starts talking about football. You know, his offensive coordinator, Coach McGee, told me he's the most competitive kid that he's ever met. And the tone with Kadeem completely shifted when I brought up his experience in Orlando, losing to Andre Williams for the Doak Walker Award. He said it hurt. He felt burned. It just means he's got to get better. He said, in fact, he would have much rather been at home with his family while hearing the news. Kadeem's going to be playing out here like he still has something to prove. He's humble, he's hungry, and it should make for a good foot race here in Shreveport. Tom?
Nikki, thanks. It is a chilly start to the day here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Rich Rodriguez was playing golf in Tucson on Christmas Day. Here he is in the chill, second season as a head coach. 15-9 with that wide open offensive attack predicated on what Kadeem Carey can do in the zone read game. And Steve Addazio, former offensive lineman, has that tough, hard-nosed approach. He's rebuilt BC after a 2-10 year last season, his first season since coming over from Temple, and they're back in the postseason. Willis has 1 kick return for a touchdown this season. Few steps in, and he will take a knee. And here comes the Boston College offense, led, of course, by Andre Williams, but the quarterback is Chase Reddick. He makes his 45th consecutive start today, the longest active streak in college football.
Plays the position with a lot of confidence, Tom. That's what you like from your quarterback. He makes some great decisions at the line of scrimmage. He's one of those tough guys that hangs in there at 6'3", 210 pounds. He doesn't lack arm strength, so when he's asked to throw the football down the field, he can get it done.
He threw for 3,000 yards last year in a pass-first attack. Now can lean on Andre Williams, one of 6 Heisman finalists, and a play action right out of the gate as they swing it out to Amadon. Alex Amadon, a senior from Greenfield, Mass, taken out of bounds by Jonathan McKnight. Pickup of 3 on first down for Boston College.
If they're going to throw the football, BC that is, they're going to go to Amadon on the outside. You see the most in school history in terms of yards. This year he's closing in on 1,000. He has 5 touchdowns. He's almost a self-made guy. He wasn't that great with ball control and ball accuracy when he's locating it up in the air, but he's gotten better as the season's progressed.
It's play action. Reddick will roll, has all day, and on the run lets it go. Flag on the play is completed to Amadon. Another grab for Boston College's all-time leading receiver as we meet our impact players.
And Tom, we've seen both Reddick and Amadon early in this game. Accuracy by the quarterback and a sure catcher on the outside. Tevin Hood for Arizona, he's going to have to play big against the run at that nose tackle position. And then Grandin has to come down from the free safety spot. He's probably one of the unblocked players that you don't account for, so he's going to be that extra guy against the run.
Mike Naples in motion. Williams following Naples to the line of scrimmage and no more. Jordan Grandin came in to make the tackle for Arizona. He's the guy that we were told needed to make plays today, has to make tackles because he's the one man that may be free.
He's the one guy that Boston College really doesn't account for because they go 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, and you can't get to that second level free safety.
Andre Williams fights for a tackle in the backfield and picks up 2. Sione Tohialamaka with the tackle for Arizona. Andre Williams, Doak Walker Award winner, Heisman finalist, first team consensus All-America. And on the same page, you have Kadeem Carey, All-America running back for Arizona. The first time in bowl history, the first team All-America running backs on the field playing against each other.
And with Andre Williams out of the game, Arizona's going to go to that SWAT defense where they bring in some edge pass rushers to get to the quarterback.
Reddick steps up, double clutch, tipped again, and nearly picked. That time it was Shaquille Richardson who almost had the play. David Dudek had the ball fired off of his hands.
Sometimes you have to take a little mustard off of these short passes on a cold day. This is just an easy pitch and catch, but that was drilled on the money, but that's more of a touch pass. Just let him catch it and go.
Our first punt of the day. Nate Freeze handles all the kicking duties for Boston College. Nate Phillips back to return. Fair catch. And Arizona will be backed up. Both teams have turned it over once, and nearly midway through the first quarter, no score in this battle of running backs. Fun pep rally and parade last night on the Louisiana Boardwalk here in Shreveport. And it's back to work for Kadeem Carey. School record 15 straight 100-yard rushing games. Danker will throw it out of the backfield, and that is complete to Terrence Miller. Bryce Jones with the tackle. And that's what it's all about for B.J. Danker, getting his team in position.
Well, he's a great compliment to Kadeem Carey in running the football, but he can also throw it very accurately. 60% on the season, 14 touchdowns, and you'll see him run it on the edge.
Another pass, this one complete, and room to run for Nate Phillips. He's got the 30 before being dragged down from behind by Justin Simmons. A 56-yard catch and run for Arizona.
Nate Phillips is one of those guys that you miss. He's a blur when he goes by you. He gets in and out of routes with quickness, and that was a nice decision by Denker to put it right on the money.
Quick tempo for Arizona, and this one is taken inside the 5 by Phillips. Back-to-back plays to account for more than 60 yards for the freshman from Chandler, Arizona. So first and goal for Arizona. Carey to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Arizona. 2-yard plunge for Kadeem Carey. His 18th touchdown of the season.
And just like that, Arizona strikes 3 plays. They almost go the distance of the football field. And it was Nate Phillips with 2 big plays, and then the playmaker, Kadeem Carey, goes in for a 2-yard touchdown.
They covered 92 yards in 41 seconds. Carey able to pay it off. Jake Smith on to attempt the extra point. And Arizona strikes first. The quarterback, B.J. Danker, has found some room through the passing game thanks to Nate Phillips, whose legs cover more than 60 yards to set up this touchdown plunge by Carey. Danker and Carey have led this Arizona's team in the offense all season long, but it was the freshman Phillips who had the big gains. 2 catches for 80 yards and that touchdown drive for the Wildcats. From the goal line, here's Willis to the 20, to the 30, and a fantastic return to set up Boston College, an offense that needs to answer Arizona. Play action for Reddick, another rollout, and he completes it to his fullback, Jake Sinkovic, who stretches towards the line. Positive play on first down for Boston College. And they'll say he's just short, leaving 2nd and 1. No huddle for BC. They average about 60 plays a game on offense. Arizona much more up-tempo at 80 plays a game. Reddick finds Amadon, and he got the first down. Nice open field tackle by Tremaine Bondurant. Another run for Williams, and he's slowly but surely getting into that second level. The safety Grandin with another tackle for Arizona. What will be the key for Andre Williams to break a big one?
Well, I think you just have to keep going back to the well, Tom. He's going to get 2. He's going to get 4. Those 2- and 4-yard carries turn into 6, 8, and then 28 for a touchdown.
Needs a breather. It's a 3-3-5 defense for Arizona. Looking for some room here is Willis, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Miles Willis with the run.
Well, Andre Williams, he's going to square those shoulders, and when he does, he usually initiates contact. That time he just moves the pile and moves Anthony Lopez to the sidelines.
Williams typically comes out on passing situations, and here again on 3rd and 6. Arizona did not face Stanford this year. They lost to them last season. Reddick under pressure, complete for a first down for Boston College as Harrison Jackson makes just his 5th catch of the season.
Big time catch by the sophomore wide receiver out of Virginia, and that's a good job by Chase of just hanging in the pocket and letting his receivers work down the field. Takes courage to do that in the pocket, but he has a lot of experience behind that big offensive line.
Amadon has 5 of their 7 catches. It's not very often that other receivers get involved in the pass game. Williams straight ahead. Picks up a few.
Jake Fisher with the stop.
Another stop for Jake Fisher, captain of this Arizona team, making his 33rd career start today.
Well, this is a guy that studies a lot of tape, and he's a self-made linebacker. He's in the meeting rooms, he's watching tape, he's trying to get keys on the offensive lineman, tipping him in the right direction and leading him to the ball carrier.
Asked him what his best memories of being a Wildcat would be. He said the Oregon game and a win here today. Reddick on the run, completes it to his tight end, Mike Naples. So Boston College spreading it around on offense here. Another first down for the Eagles.
And Tom, it's easy for Chase Reddick right now to be able to pick out that 1 or 2 receiver either at tight end or wide out, because the formations are bringing Arizona in tight, in closer to the hashes. And with that play action and with the athleticism to get on the edge, just simple pitch and catch throws.
The nation's leading rusher, Williams, has 9 carries today, his 10th. Gain of a couple.
In this first quarter, I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with the front 7 of Arizona hanging with the bigger, stronger offensive front from Boston College. Guys like Hood and Gilbert and linebackers we've mentioned, Jake Fisher and Marquise Flowers and Wright on the edge. They're doing a nice job of pressuring the line of scrimmage and winning that battle so far.
Play action, Reddick looking for somebody. Great coverage downfield, and Reddick gets taken down at the line of scrimmage. There's that man Fisher again. First team academic all-conference selection out of the Pac-12. Academic All-American candidate.
And credit the coverage down the field that allowed Jake Fisher to get to Chase Reddick on the edge. There's nowhere to throw this football. And when you're running out of room, that's a helpless feeling for a quarterback. That's a good job of staying inside and forcing that leverage to the sidelines, using that as the 12th defender.
3rd and 10, empty backfield for Reddick. Design quarterback draw, and he leaps forward and gets carried for another yard by the Arizona defense. Marquise Flowers in on the stop. That will leave 4th and short. BC has a fantastic kicker in Nate Freeze. He is perfect on the season. They're the only FBS team in the nation to be perfect on field goals. "32-yard attempt for Freeze. And the chip shot is good. Boston College is on the board with 1:11 to go in the first quarter from Shreveport, Louisiana. Johnny Jackson set to return for Arizona. Jackson has to recover the ball off the turf, and he runs into his own man at the 16-yard line. They've been outplayed by Boston College. More than 3 times as many snaps for the BC offense as opposed to Arizona's. Carey out to the 25. We kind of throw away time of possession in this day and age of keeping stats in college football, but Rich Rodriguez says he measures his offensive success based on first downs, no matter how quickly they may come. And they have outgained Boston College by 29 yards thus far. To the perimeter again. This is Samaji Grant, and he has a first down. It's also interesting to hear Rich Rodriguez talk about negative plays. And those negative plays they consider not only negative offensive plays in terms of being tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but also penalties and turnovers. They get one more play out of this first quarter, and it's Carey hurdling his way for a gain of 2. We expected a battle of the running backs. We may still get it through 1 quarter. Arizona leads Boston College by a score of 7-3. Both offenses gave it up their first time out, and so the defense is making plays to keep their teams in it. It's the Advocare V100 Bowl from Shreveport, Louisiana, and Arizona in front. Happy New Year, everybody. It's a 7-3 lead for Arizona over Boston College. We expected a ground and pound attack from both sides, but Boston College has opened it up through the air off the play action. And Kadeem Carey thus far 36 yards on the ground. Here he is again into the teeth of that BC defense. And it's a pickup of 3 and a throwback from Brian Mahalik. Here's how the numbers stack up through 1 quarter of play.
Rushing yards on the ground, you would think you'd have more on the Boston College side, but pass yardage, Arizona is close to 100, so moving the football efficiently through the air.
4 wide here for this Arizona offense, led by B.J. Danker, a senior from Torrance, California. His first and only year as a starter. A little bit of option, and he keeps it to scramble. And maybe got a yard. Kevin Pierre-Louis is there for the stop. All ACC linebacker for BC.
Tom, the key offensively for B.J. Danker is to make good decisions, and he's had good decisions today in the first quarter in the run game and in the pass game, and it seems like he's improved every game. You watch him on tape, every game he has more on his plate, and the bigger the game, the better he plays.
Spiffy Evans is back to receive this punt from Drew Riggleman. Sky-high punt that won't carry, and it takes a BC bounce before being downed on the run. 22-yard punt from Riggleman, not what Arizona wanted. Can Andre Williams get rumbling here for BC? Back to Shreveport in a moment. chilly day here in Shreveport, but back December 12th in Orlando, it was a beautiful day to win a Doak Walker award, as Andre Williams did. But he missed his graduation ceremony that day to be in Orlando, so Chris Fowler presented him with the mortarboard. True Renaissance man, not just a running back. A guy does a little bit of everything in his life, including spending time as a teacher's assistant at Boston College, philosopher, and a poet.
And a great running back. You know, this is a guy that really wants to get on track here as the second quarter starts, and Boston College needs to win that battle up front. I don't think they're getting enough movement in the run game to get him creases, or at least touches with creases, to get to that second level.
Andre Williams, a Heisman finalist, the nation's leading rusher, trying to warm up here. Play action again. Three-man route. Here's the tight end going backwards. C.J. Parsons in the midfield, and he laid the lick both ways. Tevis also put one on Parsons. Gain of 15.
That's a great example by Chase Reddick coming out and throwing the softball this time. Remember, in that first quarter, he had a short receiver right in front of him, and he almost threw it through the receiver. That time, he throws a catchable pass on the outside, and Parsons able to move his body and move the chains as well.
Reddick was a 3,000-yard passer last season. They dialed it back this year. Directing traffic. Finds a man open against his own. It's Amadon, another big gain. And a first down for BC after a pickup of 22.
And that's just showing off that big, strong right arm of Chase Reddick. He sits back in the pocket from the right hash and just throws a dime clear across the field outside the numbers. That's a big-time arm. It's just a great job, and it's going to take forever for this play to develop. But watch him stand in the pocket. He has great protection, and that's a strong throw.
They're going to load up that line again. Extra tackle on the left side. Williams through the line. You know, when you're facing a running back like Andre Williams, who weighs 227 pounds, the quarterback comes to the line and checks to a play called hammer.
Yeah.
You might know what's coming.
Yeah, it's coming with both fists and a big swing of the bat, that's for sure. And you saw the setup there. Boston College had multiple tight end formation. They've got 10 guys, including the quarterback, within about a 6-yard box, and they're just going to go north and south and just try to impose their will on you up front.
And that includes the guard, Bobby Vardero, in the backfield as a fullback right now. 310-pound junior. Reddick, play action, nowhere to go. He gets zoned for a big loss. Arizona all over it. A loss of 12. Keone Bushlew and Turi were in there.
And he just wins that battle on the edge right around Matt Patchen. It was going to be a play action pass, but a huge loss of 12 yards there on second down. That's the speed Arizona is trying to combat, the toughness and the size of Boston College.
3rd and 19. Reddick heaves it incomplete, a miscommunication. And he was huffing and puffing even before that snap.
Well, such a big play on the sack by Bushlew coming through, -12, so that puts Boston College back outside the 20-yard line, making it a tougher field goal attempt here on 4th down.
Remember, Nate Freeze has been perfect all season long. As long as 52, this would be from 41. He's made 5 of 40 or longer. And what a weapon for Boston College. No problem for Nate Freeze. He remains perfect. And AT&T ESPN First Team All-America shows why. Boston College got set up on a nice scramble by Reddick with a first down. Then after play action, nobody was fooled for Arizona. Keone Bushlew came through, and it was Freeze for 3. October 16th, 1954, Elvis Presley played the Louisiana Hayride from Shreveport Municipal Stadium, and then a couple of years later, The announcer had to take the mic to disperse the screaming crowd with the famous words, "Elvis has left the building." Right here in Shreveport, Louisiana, where Arizona leads Boston College 7-6. From the 2 to the 20. A big return for Samaji Grant, nearly to the 30-yard line. Danker started one game last year for Matt Scott. That was against Colorado when Carey went off, and he's going the wrong way here. A play in the backfield made by Dominique Williams. A loss of 7.
Tackle for loss by Dominique
Tom, that's one of the things Boston College does on defense. They try to pressure the line of scrimmage. 80+ tackles for loss on the season.
Quick tempo for Arizona on 2nd and 17, looking for a screen. Nowhere to go. Another tremendous defensive play by BC. That time Manuel Esprilla was able to find Greg Wharton.
Defensive coordinator Don Brown not afraid to dial up pressures, multiple pressures in back-to-back plays.
Danker trying to point his receivers in the right direction. The lob is incomplete. There's a flag on the play. Samaji Grant
And I don't
covered
think,
by C.J. Jones.
Tom, I don't think that ball was catchable. There may have been contact on the edge, but that ball was severely overthrown.
And that's just good crew work there. And that's exactly what you want. You want the other officials to come in and help you make the right call so you get the right decision on the field.
When you guys are taught about an uncatchable ball as a college football official, is there a distance or yardage that you're looking for when you follow the flight of the ball?
No, not really. It's strictly a judgment call that you have to make because these athletes are really good and fast. And so you just have to try to make a judgment as quick as possible and then rely on your crew to help you.
Thanks, Rick. Happy to have Rick Lumiere with us. CFO West crew, Mountain West Conference and Big 12 officials. Spiffy Evans back to receive this punt. And a fair catch taken at the 15-yard line. Midway through the second quarter, it's Arizona on top of Boston College 7-6 here in Shreveport. Ten within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage for Arizona. Williams fights off one guy, gets forward for a gain of 3. And the thing to remember about Andre Williams is he may be big, but he's also got great speed once he gets through.
And he's got great strength. Watch him use his offhand just to shed the would-be tackler in Richardson at the point of attack and make it a positive play. So that's a successful play for Boston College on first down. You're able to grind out 4 yards, and 4 turns into 8. 8 turns into a big play, hopefully, in the second half.
No gain that time for Andre Williams. Jared Tevis with the stop. Let's check in with Nikki.
You guys, when you watch Andre Williams run, you might want to start calling him Little Earl. When he was at the College Football Awards, he was able to shake Earl Campbell's hand and say hello. Now, he said it was a little too hectic to really talk with him, but Earl did relay to a BC SID that he likes the way he runs. And again, he wants Little Earl to stick. He said that was a pretty cool honor.
Well, Andre Williams is not wearing a tearaway jersey, but he's banged up on the sideline. Not rare to come off on 3rd and 6. But the manner in which he did come off the field, and he's taken a knee. Reddick lollipops one to the cameraman. Derek Turi coming in on 3rd down defense was able to bring pressure on Reddick.
And let's credit defensive coordinator Jeff Castile for Arizona. They're doing a terrific job at the line of scrimmage with their undersized front 7. They're attacking and they're limiting the space that Andre Williams has to run the football.
So punting situation for Freeze. Averages 42 yards a punt coming in. Nate Phillips had 2 huge plays in the first quarter. Won't have a chance at this return, but it takes a BC. Oh, he tried to get it, and the ball's loose. Phillips with a special teams mistake. trying to make a play on a bouncing ball, and Boston College recovers.
At this time of the year, freshmen aren't freshmen anymore, but that was a freshman mistake by Nate Phillips. You cannot do this. Just get away from the football. You don't want to field it. You're already calling everybody else away from it. You've got 3 defenders bearing down on you. The last thing you want to do is make a negative play on special teams and give Boston College instant field position.
Carmendela Iacono with the recovery for BC. Williams back on the field after leaving with a limp, and he goes to the second level, ripping off a 5-yard gain before Grandin brings him down.
Well, this is in the last series, Tom. He may have gotten caught with one of his offensive linemen, and his leg gets caught underneath him on the tackle. And that made him limp off, but he's back now with great field position and a nice start on first down with a gain of 5.
BC looking for its first touchdown of the game. They go back to Williams again. Scooby Wright with a host of cats in on the tackle for Arizona. Ground and pound behind this big offensive line.
Well, this is where Boston College needs to convert. They get a break on special teams. They get instant field position. Now it's up to Chase Reddick. Can he make the play on third down?
Miles Willis in a tailback. Reddick intercepted, picked off by Arizona, and nothing but green in front for the Wildcats. A pick 6 goes 69 yards. William Parks with the takeaway.
It was up to Arizona. Can they make a play on third down? And William Parks answers.
Second interception for the Wildcats today. (14-6). Zona with the lead over BC. Reddick only threw 6 picks in the first 12 games. He's thrown 2 in the first half today. And this one taken the opposite way. 69-yard return for Parks. High kick. Miles Willis lets it bounce in front of him, and he's lucky that took a hop to get out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. 14.
I'm surprised at Boston College today, throwing the football a lot on first down.
Reddick 10 of 17, 2 big picks. Running out of room, and he gets hit from behind. Another sack for Arizona's defense. Dan Pettinato was there, along with Tevis. It's a loss of 7.
Just nice penetration from the short side of Arizona's defense, and then the backside. They closed the net on Chase Reddick. There's nowhere to go with this football, and I'm not so sure the design was what they wanted. You never want to roll your quarterback outside the numbers and then throw it across the field. There was no one short for Chase to get rid of the football to.
They had 16 sacks total last year. They have 14 sacks in their last 4.5 games. Reddick over the middle, complete. Amadon trying to make a move, pardon me. That is Joel Rich. Takes it to the 41.
And Rich needed to go north and south when he caught that football. He may have been able to move the chains. Nice throw and a good job by Chase hanging in the pocket. But when you catch this football, you have to know the situation. You have to go north and south inside of Jonathan McKnight. You may have been able to have the yardage for the first down.
Freeze to punt it away. Phillips trying to make a better decision this time. And a fair catch taken just inside the 20. 2:43 is an eternity of time for Rich Rodriguez's offense. B.J. Danker throwing on first down, complete to Nate Phillips, and he has a first down. Gain of 13. Dominic Williams there for the stop. Danker has found himself at home in this up-tempo offense. Not bad for a kid who didn't get one single recruiting letter. It's not from FBS, FCS, Division II, Division III.
It's amazing. He's accurate with the football. He runs it well enough to make you really keep your eyes on him, and that allows Carey to get so many yards.
Danker wants to run it, finding the sideline to scramble out of bounds. Kadeem Edebali forced him out. 2 timeouts remain for Arizona if they want it. 2:17 to go.
And Tom, this exposes Boston College a little bit for their lack of speed maybe on defense, the way they're stretching them sideline to sideline.
Pitch. Carey gets forward for the first down.
Dominic Williams with the stop.
You say he was just shy of the marker. So 3rd and inches. 6 completions and 4 runs for Danker today. He's got room on the left side. A first down for B.J. Danker. And Arizona into Boston College territory with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the half.
And that's the danger when you go man or man free against Arizona. When you have a running quarterback, he can beat you with his legs.
Danker rolls and fires complete. They have a timeout left. It's short of the first down to Phillips. 60 seconds left in the half.
This is the tempo they want on offense right now.
This is Carey. And that pile keeps moving. It's a first down for Arizona.
First down, Wildcats.
The kicker, Jake Smith, has a long of 53. But they're thinking 7, not 3 right now, with the Boston College defense on its heels. Pump and go. Wide open to the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Trey Griffey. The kid's son comes up with his first touchdown catch.
Tom, that was a thing of beauty. B.J. Danker with the pump and go, and Trey Griffey goes up and high points the football for his first touchdown, bringing a lot of excitement to his teammates on that sidelines.
10-play, 80-yard scoring drive. Smith's extra point is good. Trey Griffey, redshirt freshman from Orlando, the son of Ken Griffey Jr. His dad hit 630 home runs in his major league career, and this is the first touchdown for the kid's kid, Trey Griffey of Arizona. Steve Adazio's Boston College Eagles haven't gotten the offense on track just yet. Just a pair of field goals, trailing 21-6 for the Arizona Wildcats. A pick 6, that big touchdown pass, and the Arizona offense has been on a roll. Let's go down with Nicky Noto standing by with head coach Rich Rodriguez.
Coach, your quarterback B.J. Danker and your offense, you guys have been most efficient in the passing game today. What's your assessment of the offense first half?
Well, we haven't had the ball a lot. They've kind of controlled the tempo a little bit and had some long drives, and we had a few mistakes here and there, but our guys are playing hard. Our defense is really playing hard. And what's key for us is we got to try to control the tempo and get first downs ourselves offensively, and then we got to get some 3 and outs.
Defense, coach, you've held BC to 6 points. There's been an interception, a pick 6. What's working for you guys on that side of the ball?
Well, we're doing a good job getting off blocks, and we're tackling really well, and we're being really physical, and that's going to be the key for us. You know, we're changing formations up, but we got to continue to tackle well in the second half.
Thanks, coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And he loves the point total. As a head coach, he's won 72 of 80 games when Rich Rodriguez's team scored 30 points or more. Arizona in control, leading 21-6. Now to the studio, John Sandos, Mark May, and Lou Holtz. Welcome back to the Advocare V100 Bowl from Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's Arizona and Boston College in a game that we promised would be a battle of running backs. 21-6 lead for Arizona. It's been anything but. Tom Hart alongside John Kangemi. So where is the ground and pound that we promised everybody?
Well, I think the A train for Boston College has been off the tracks a little bit. I think that's the biggest thing for this game so far. I think Arizona's front seven has surprised all of us of being able to shore up and really play bigger than what they are. There are not a lot of big bodies on that Arizona defense, but Andre Williams just cannot get on track. This is a guy that's averaged over 6 yards per carry, and he's averaging below 3 yards per carry today.
So here's a look at the numbers for the first half. Only 164 yards of offense for BC, 38 on the ground. Time of possession nearly meaningless because Arizona wants to score in a hurry, and they've been able to do that.
Tom, the biggest play of the first half was that William Parks interception. I think Boston College wants to win the time of possession, but they don't want to turn the football over and give instant points to Arizona.
Arizona will receive the second half kickoff. And no chance for a return. Let's check in with Nicky Noto.
Coach Adazio told me at the half that it wasn't ideal giving up 14 points within 3 minutes. He says his defense has to do a better job getting off the field. And on the offensive side of the ball, he says we have to continue hitting those play-action passes. That's really working for us right now.
They threw the ball on first down nearly 30% of the time in the first half. Did that surprise you?
It did. It really surprised me, but I think they had to do it out of necessity. I just don't think the running game was catching fire or getting as many yards as they drew up in their game plan. I have to credit Arizona, their front seven, and Jeff Castile, the defensive coordinator, has done an excellent job of crowding the line of scrimmage and not allowing Andre Williams to get on track.
E.J. Danker at quarterback, senior from Torrance, California, fakes a reverse and on the keeper. He gets thrown for a 2-yard loss by Sean Sylvia, who's in to make a stop for Boston College.
There's those negative plays that Arizona offensively needs to stay away from. They didn't have many in the first half, but on the first play of the second half, Boston College up to the challenge.
Carey on 2nd and 12 looks for the edge. Great vision and a cut back up the hash marks. Takes them all the way out to the 37-yard line.
Tom, a nice example of him contorting his body. Carey's going to make himself small to squeeze through that hole, and then that burst of speed in the secondary.
Rich Rodriguez compared him to Woody Dantzler, who he had at Clemson in terms of body control and balance. Incomplete, off the mark, and miscommunication with Danker and his wide receiver. Trying to find Wharton.
That hasn't happened much for this Wildcat offense. They've been on the same page pretty much the entire first half.
That one's complete for a first down past midfield for Arizona and Nate Phillips. Phillips has come alive in the last 8 games. Boston College trying to get some subs in. They got caught with men on the field, and that one's complete underneath the coverage for a first down. I didn't see if Arizona was subbing without a huddle. If they were, then they should have had a chance to bring in a defensive replacement.
I don't believe they did.
BC got caught in a substitution situation. Drive continues. Kadeem Carey, 5th in the nation in rushing this season. He led the nation in rushing last year. Stopped by Steve DeVito and Josh Keyes.
Even though he's 5'10", 207, he's a physical style of runner when he gets that football in between the tackles.
Turnover time, boys. Come on.
Opening drive in the second half for Arizona. Wheel route wide open and just past the diving Nate Phillips. Perfectly drawn up, just too much air from Danker.
And there's only one person, actually there's a lot of people that know about it, but no one feels worse than B.J. Danker. You get a wide open guy down the rail in Nate Phillips. You have to take advantage. BC gets a big break there.
BC needs to stop, trailing 21-6. Danker trying to get out of trouble. He won't. Taken down just at the line of scrimmage or a yard behind by Kevin Pierre-Louis and Steele DeVito.
And there's 2 negative plays in this drive. They're on the sack and 1 earlier. So now they put Arizona and they keep their offense on the field on 4th down. It's a huge play for Boston College. They have to come up with a stop here.
BC is one of the least penalized teams in college football. They're not likely to jump. Danker has an option to throw down the sideline and a grab at the 10-yard line. Nate Phillips adjusts to the ball for an Arizona first down.
Tom, this freshman is the best player on the football field on either sideline today. Nate Phillips is making plays for his head coach.
First and goal. He's got 138 yards in the air. Tag on a couple more. Here is Nate Phillips moments ago.
Just an individual effort. You have to give credit to Danker. He throws a catchable ball where he can come back and make an adjustment to the football.
Kadeem Carey into the end zone for the 2nd time today. And Arizona adds to its advantage.
All set up by Nate Phillips, the freshman, on 4th down. The wheel route catch. The comebacks tees up Kadeem Carey, the junior, goes in from 5 yards out and extends the Arizona lead.
Jake Smith for the extra point. Kadeem Carey leads all active FBS players with a school record 52 career touchdowns. 1 in each half here in Shreveport today. Danker's run on the throw to Phillips. Set up another plunge for Carey. And it's the Wildcats out in front of the Eagles. Tempo has long been the key for a Rich Rodriguez coached offense. 21 points in the last 7 minutes and 5 seconds for the Wildcats here today. Nate Phillips with that big grab set up another run for Carey. 11 plays, 75 yards on the opening drive of the half for Arizona.
Tom, that's the way you start a half if you're Arizona. You come out, you fight off the 2 negative plays, and they've been able to really put it together, the pass and the run for this offense.
Miles Willis from a yard deep wants to bring it out. First man tripped him up out to the 19-yard line. This game really turned on this touchdown catch by Trey Griffey from 26 yards out to add to the Arizona lead. Then a pick 6 and that touchdown moments ago. And a special guest in the stands today at the Independence Stadium. Nicky Noto standing by with Ken Griffey Jr., his pops.
Junior, you're trying to fit in down here on the sideline as a normal dad, but when your son scores his first career touchdown for Arizona, we've got to ask what you're feeling right now.
Oh, excited. I mean, you know, just like any other dad. I mean, he's out here doing what he loves to do, and you know, I'm just trying to capture the moment.
You're capturing the moment with some pretty substantial equipment here. Can we see this real quick?
Yeah, it's just, you know, a couple things that, you know, were gifts, but, you know, it's, I love taking pictures, and, you know, even though sometimes I don't get, like, my picture taken, but, you know, it's an opportunity for me to go out there and have some fun.
Awesome. Well, I know you're enjoying it, and take it all in as a parent.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tom?
Nicky, thank you. He won't be a stranger around Tucson in years to come. Of course, his son's just a freshman, and then his daughter, Taryn Griffey, will be playing women's basketball at UA. Number 45 women's basketball recruit, according to ESPN. Andre Williams with the carry. Jordan Grandin with the stop. Austin College averages 60 plays a game. It's a very deliberate offense where they pound you with their running game before Williams breaks one off. But if he doesn't, you got to wonder about time if you're BC and down 22.
Well, their longest run of the day is 7 yards, and that's by Andre Williams, who you would expect it from. But he hasn't been able to get into the second level of the Arizona defense.
Andre Williams needing 2. He's got the first down after a gain of 5. Williams kind of came out of nowhere for this Boston College team. Unlike his counterpart for Arizona, Kadeem Carey, who led the nation in rushing last year, Williams was a little used back that Steve Adazio was able to identify right when he got to campus after seeing not just his size, but his speed in early practices. That coupled with Adazio's background as an offensive line coach and the strength of many upperclassmen on that line was a no-brainer for Boston College. Complete to the fullback, Jake Sinkovec.
And Tom, this is more what Boston College wanted to do. They want to play keep away. They want to grind the clock, but they did not want to allow the Wildcats with 28 points midway through the third quarter. That's the dilemma that head coach Steve Adazio is playing with right now. He wants to stay true to who Boston College is on offense, but yet they need some points in a hurry.
They played a lot of tight games. They're happy to get it to the fourth quarter with a chance to win it. Williams did that against New Mexico State. They were tied at 34-all. He had 2 long fourth quarter runs to win the game. Can't quite get it to the midfield stripe on second down. Jake Fisher there again.
We mentioned linebacker Jake Fisher a number of times in the first half. He's one of those guys that could not wait to play. He said that he didn't want to see a lot of third down opportunities for Boston College. That meant maybe he would be going off the field as he does now on third down. But on first and second down, he's made his name and his number known to everyone today.
They're bringing the SWAT defense on third down. Faster group of defenders as they split Williams out wide right.
Man coverage 0. Somebody has to win for Boston College.
Redding incomplete, trying to find Amadon, and that brings up 4th and 3. Well, he was really dialed in on Alex Amadon, his favorite receiver.
Well, he drifted that way with the drop, and he put it right on the money. Alex has to come down with that catch.
Amadon has 78 yards receiving today. He couldn't keep the drive alive. Phillips lets it bounce. This will take a Boston College roll. They're down inside the 7-yard line. A 45-yard punt from the senior Nate Freeze. Back to Arizona, and Kadeem Carey try to add to the Arizona lead. Herbie Kays has been serving this West End Shreveport neighborhood right around the corner from the stadium since 1936. They've got the Shrimp Buster, the secret Shrimp Buster sauce. Now, Rich Rodriguez is thinking if they could just add yan dogs and pepperoni rolls, he'll come back next year.
He'd be all set.
This is Nate Phillips all alone in midfield, and a spin move to break free again. Nate Phillips beat the coverage from Sean Sylvia. 41 yards through the air from Danker.
This freshman has been so dynamic in the open space. He has 3 or 4 yards behind the nearest defender.
Daniel Jenkins is now in at running back. Danker throws it on the run, complete. Samaji Grant with a first down. Rich Rodriguez told us last night when he started this offense at Glenville State, they used essentially baseball signals to work down the arm with one hand and then down the other arm, kind of like a third base coach might send in signals. He said that didn't always work. I had some guys that got it and some guys who didn't. So we've changed, and what we do is we use 3 different signal callers on the sideline. Everybody's wearing a different colored hat, and only one signal caller will be live. It allows us to do it a lot quicker. So you got a white hat, a red hat, and a blue hat. And Kadeem Carey just keeps moving hats.
Kadeem Carey on the rush.
So one of those 3 is live, sending in the signals.
Connor Wojak on the stop, 1st and 10.
And coach stopped sending in the signals himself. He said too many people were trying to read my lips and do some things when we were playing certain opponents, so he left it up to the backup quarterbacks and some of the graduate assistants.
Danker fakes a pass, takes off straight up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. 14-yard scramble for B.J. Danker. No one told him he was big enough, smart enough, fast enough, good enough. And he's got Arizona up.
Tom, sometimes you draw plays up that work perfectly, and sometimes you need athletes to just go out and make plays. That time, B.J. Danker just made a play, and it was good for a 14-yard touchdown.
Anthony Gimino from the Tucson Citizen wrote a nice piece on B.J. Danker earlier this season. Pointed out that when he was an 8th grader, he played the minimum number of plays in Little League football, all at wide receiver. 8 plays off the field. Wasn't good enough to stay on it. Well, now B.J. Danker has set up Arizona for a bowl victory. First finding Nate Phillips for this big gain and then taking it himself on a tuck and run. Wildcats in control. And 4:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. This Boston College offense has just kind of been plodding along today. Short kick taken at the 18 by David Dudek. Ready to throw. Good coverage downfield. And he fits it in to Amadon for a Boston College first down.
Alex Amadon with the first down reception. Jonathan McKnight makes the stop.
Nice throw on the run by the senior quarterback. That shows again his arm strength. Going parallel to the line of scrimmage outside the numbers and then being able to find his favorite target deep down the middle for 17.
Here's Andre Williams. Lowers his shoulder, shy of midfield. Let's check in with John Saunders back in the studio.
All right, this instant replay brought to you by the new Surface. UCLA and Virginia Tech. Brett Hundley scrambles around, finds his way to the end zone. A little dance there, 7 yards and a touchdown. J.C. Coleman from a yard out, though, knocks things up at 7 in the Sun Bowl.
John, thank you. That Virginia Tech win for BC kicked off a win of 4 straight for the Eagles. That was the turning point of the season, they told us. Redding, incomplete. It was a 34-27 win back on November 2nd after they'd lost consecutive games, and to be able to knock off a program like Virginia Tech really gave BC some momentum and allowed some players, especially seniors, to buy into what Adazio's doing.
Well, really, it was their coming out party. They were able to win on both sides of the football, especially on defense. They created multiple turnovers that day. They got a pick 6 for a score, so that really kick-started the defense, and then the offense with the running game that's been consistent all year long just got better from that point on.
Reddick's thrown 2 picks today. Short arms one to Williams right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Pardon me, incomplete.
Pass ruled incomplete.
Williams doesn't have a reception all season.
He's not in this offensive game plan the majority of the time when it's 3rd and maybe 8, 3rd and 9. So it's rare that he's on the field for head coach Steve Adazio on 3rd down.
Is Boston College going to have to go away from its strengths late in this game?
You would think so, Tom. You'd think you'd have to spread it out a little bit and try to get the football down the field through the air.
3:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. 32-yard punt from Boston College. Twice they punted near midfield on each of their 2 possessions here in the 2nd half.
When you forget he can run it, he shows you that touchdown run.
Don't forget this guy can run. Kadeem Carey taken down at the 39-yard line by Stephen Daniels. He's over 100 yards again. 16th straight game past the century mark for Kadeem Carey.
And Kadeem had a lot to prove today. He wanted to come out and show people around the country what kind of back he really is.
Out of the backfield, this is Johnny Jackson. And this is what Arizona's offense can do when they get in just a little bit of rhythm. They start moving and they spread it around, and they can be nearly impossible to stop.
Tom, we talked about it at the top. They're going to stretch you from goal line to goal line and sideline to sideline with athletes all over the field.
Hand off to Daniel Jenkins. Jenkins has a first down. The pass interference penalty happened right in front of Dad, Ken Griffey Jr. He grew up at the baseball stadium with his father, Hall of Famer, and now he's spending time at the football stadium in retirement. Jenkins again. Picks up maybe a yard.
Now Arizona starting to rack up those first downs that we talked about with Rich Rodriguez yesterday. He wanted to get chunk yardage plays, but they wanted to create a lot of first downs today. Now they have 24 on the afternoon.
Just picked up 25th last time, and that's the magic number for Arizona. Anytime they get more than 25 first downs, they win the football game. Undefeated 7 times this season. 25, or more than 25 first downs, I should say. Carey again. 30 seconds left in the quarter.
3rd down and 9.
It's one of the few times Arizona's taking its time, and they're content to let the clock run out.
Yeah, I think
take this one to the 4th.
BJ's just going to alert the offensive lineman. We're going to take this into the 4th quarter with this 35-6 lead.
Rich Rodriguez has won 72 out of 80 games as a head coach when scoring 30 points or more. And Arizona well on the way to making that 73 with a 35-6 lead through 3 quarters at the Advocare V100 Bowl. Welcome back to Shreveport. As we start the 4th quarter, some imposters on hand. That's not the pride of Arizona marching band. Folks from Northwestern State were given Arizona gear and signed up to perform today to support the Wildcats. This is a short drive up from Natchitoches, Louisiana. With Nicky Notel, John Kajemi, I'm Tom Hart as we start the 4th. Arizona leads big, flag on the play, and that one is complete at the 10-yard line to Nate Phillips.
First down.
It's 1st and goals while they drop the sticks, and B.J. Danker's trying to figure out. They still had 3 up on the marker. 1st and goal for Arizona, just inside the 10. Carey working through traffic. He came in motivated to prove that he was the best back in the nation. He wasn't invited to the Doak Walker Award last year. He did not win the Doak Walker this season. Instead, watching today's counterpart Andre Williams take it home. And Carey told us yesterday, absolutely, I'm motivated. It's motivated me every day since I got home from the College Football Awards. Again, Kadeem Carey. And they'll be looking at a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
And Rich Rodriguez really credits Carey's effort in the offseason, adding 10 to 15 pounds, becoming a stronger runner in between the tackles without losing any of that breakaway speed when he gets to the edge. And that guy right there, the trigger man, making all the decisions in the run offense.
Arizona had an injured quarterback against Colorado last year, so they turned to Carey. Danker has the ball in his hands. Back of the end zone, touchdown. It's another one for Griffey. First 2 touchdowns of his college career. In front of Pops to his right.
That's right. A nice job extending the play by B.J. Danker, and he finds the youngster in the back of the end zone, Trey Griffey, as you said, Tom, for his 2nd on the day, and that makes Dad smile again from the end zone.
12-play, 80-yard scoring drive, eating up 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Injuries kept Trey Kenneth Griffey out of the lineup early for Arizona. But his play has been rewarded late in the season with 2 touchdowns here today in Shreveport. Dad can count to 2. Kick will trickle out of bounds.
I would think Coach Rodriguez right now really happy with his team. the way they've moved the football offensively, but a huge surprise defensively, being able to stand up to that offensive line and get penetration with that front seven.
That was the first flag on Arizona today. Reddick didn't get the block he needed on the edge. On the run, lobs, and Amadon got a foot down for the grab. Flag on the play after Reddick took a shot in the backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 99, defense. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
35-yard reception.
Terrific job of just buying some time in the pocket. There's the shot in the backfield. But just to get it close to Alex Amadon down the field for a big play, and having the presence by Amadon to get 1 foot down, that's going to take the football inside the 10-yard line.
School record 11th 100-yard receiving game for Alex Amadon. He's at 10 grabs for 129. Here's Andre Williams. Inside the 5. Second and goal coming from the 4 for Boston College. Eagles have yet to score a touchdown today.
We're going to try to get one for the senior running back. The consensus All-American and Doak Walker Award winner is the country's top running back. Would love to get a touchdown here, dotting the I.
17 touchdowns on the year for Andre Williams. And with an extra shove, making number 18 on the season for the Doak Walker Award winner.
Good to see Andre get into the end zone behind that big offensive line. He starts to the left side, sees a little bit of a crease, and then lowers those shoulders. That's what he's been good at so far this year, of squaring those shoulders up, getting those pads low, and driving those legs into the end zone.
Their kicker, Nate Freeze, hasn't missed from field goals. He missed 1 extra point. They're going to leave him on the sideline and go for 2 with a bunch formation to the right side.
Probably get some movement from the quarterback.
Naples, the tight end, in motion. They're going to run Reddick, trying to find the pylon, and he got turned around by Flowers. Marquise Flowers, a senior from Phoenix, cut Reddick off at the pass, and he had nowhere to go.
Too much speed on the edge for Arizona's defense, Tom.
To go in the fourth quarter. Arizona 42, Boston College 12.
BC has the power, as evidenced by Andre Williams, but Arizona has the speed, shown by Marquise Flowers. On the banks of the Red River, beautiful shots of the Louisiana Boardwalk in downtown Shreveport. 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Advocare V100 Bowl, and Arizona leads BC 42-12. That kick will stay in bounds, and a touchback for BC. Replace a couple of key players in the backfield next year. Maybe Kadeem Carey, who will decide after this game whether or not he wants to head to the NFL. They sent out the papers to get him
Second down and 6 for the Wildcats.
get the feedback on where he might stand, and they expect that report to come in the next week or so.
I'm sure Coach will direct Kadeem in the proper direction, but what a dynamic offense this would be. They're going to have to find somebody who's going to be able to play quarterback like B.J. Denker, but that guy right there can make a difference in terms of winning and losing and chunk yardage plays just from the running back position.
We'll have 7 different quarterbacks to choose from when spring ball opens. He said he wants as many as possible. Kadeem Carey rumbles for a first down. They'll also have this young wide receiver, Nate Phillips, who is set in bowl record here in Shreveport. 9 catches for 193 yards. Sidney Rice had 191 in 2005 for South Carolina.
This could be a dynamic offensive team in the Pac-12 when you look at the receiving core that they have coming back, the young freshmen. You add Trey Griffey to that mix. You don't know if Carey's going to come back. If you can find a quarterback out of the stockpile that Rich Rodriguez has now, you're going to continue this dominance on the air and possibly on the ground as well on the edge.
So they'll know in a week or so where Carey stands as far as the NFL is concerned. He said you never know for sure what importance to put on those reports. He said, but I told him, if you're going to go in the top 10, take the money.
Second down and 7.
That'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because of his size at 5'10", 207. You have a lot of guys that are in the NFL now that aren't real big, but they're dynamic with quick twitch movement. They're able to find those creases in the running lanes and be able to get 4, 5, 6 yards and come out of the back end of those holes.
First time Rich Rodriguez saw Kadeem Carey in practice, he said he reminded him of Steve Slayton, who he had at West Virginia. He said this kid runs hungry, just like Slayton did. Carey was hungry to prove himself today, and he's got another first down. He's running over his own guys as he takes it down inside the 35. If you're an Arizona wide receiver, it's either blocked or get knocked on your block.
Exactly right, Tom. Get out of the way, and it doesn't matter what color jersey you're wearing. I'm going to run over you. That was a great example of finding a crease on the backside of a designed run. That ball was supposed to go off the left side, but the patience and the vision of Kadeem Carey brought himself all the way back to the right side of that play. 27 yards later, he knocks over his wide receiver, Grant. You'd want to see some of the young guys get some game action. It's one thing to practice this offense and do the tempo maybe 75, 85% of the time, but you want to see it on a game day. That's when it really matters.
Daniel Jenkins had 139 yards in the opener against Northern Arizona. Brought down by Justin Simmons.
Second down and 9.
Isham looking for an opportunity, but as of now, he's a signal caller.
One of those guys that has the ability to throw the football, and in this offense you have to make great decisions. That's probably paramount, more than your arm strength or more than your running ability. You have to be able to get the football to the right areas of the field.
Again, Jenkins picks up 1.
Daniel Jenkins on
Mickey
the run.
Baucus, the left tackle, making his 38th career start today for Arizona, paving the way. School record career rush yards with over 4,000, 17 touchdowns for this Arizona offense. That offensive line deserves kudos, using a 6-man rotation, coming in with 130 career starts.
They've done a nice job today.
On 3rd and 7, it's a handoff to Daniel Jenkins. And he's to the 10. You know, I don't think anything Johnny Manziel has done in his career has been under the radar. But after winning the Heisman this year, I think maybe we got spoiled a little bit by his exploits and how entertaining he is to watch.
Well, I think people really, when you watched him play this year, he still played it at such a high level, but he set the bar so high the year before, you felt like he underachieved. I thought he had a tremendous year and was the focal point of that offense again.
Arizona's going to lead the offense on the field on 4th and 5. Danker trying to dance his way for a first down, and he slid just shy of the marker. He was a yard short. And so Arizona will turn it over on downs with 5:10 to go. And Rich Rod's thinking, you only needed that much.
Yeah, you probably figured that he felt he was beyond the chains. He took a peek right there, but as he slid, I think he realized he was about a half yard short. He was frustrated when he got up. When you're up 42-12, you can laugh about those things.
And congratulations to B.J. Danker.
Yes.
A fine college career as a one-year starter after being told by just about everybody that he was going to have a hard time having success in college football. Josh Bordner is now in at quarterback for Boston College.
Well, he threw the ball effectively. He ran the ball effectively. And as I said, with the score in hand, you can kind of joke around on the sidelines because that was one of those that he hasn't made all season.
It was a lot of tough love from Rich Rodriguez during two-a-days. Danker said he wore me out every day. There are days, and I love football, where I would be hesitant to head to practice because I was just wondering what's he going to yell at me about today, all in the process of making him a better quarterback and making better decisions.
Well, Coach Rodriguez wanted to make sure that when the time came where he had to make decisions in a game, that nothing was going to get in between his ears. He was going to be confident, he was going to be accurate with the football, and he wasn't going to hesitate. And I think that BJ passed with flying colors because he led this team now to 8 victories on the season. He threw the ball efficiently, 60% this year. Multiple games where his legs got him into the end zone. More importantly, he made the good decisions to get the football to Kadeem Carey.
Miles Willis picks up the first down. Let's check in once again with John Saunders.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Just want to remind everyone what's going on elsewhere on ESPN. Freshman taking on Illinois on ESPN2.
All right, John, thanks. Back to BC and Miles Willis, who finds another first down. Back-to-back carries to move the chains for Willis. Freshman from Conyers, Georgia, out of Marist in Atlanta.
Time to take a look at the season Boston College had. You have to congratulate Steve Adazio for the turnaround and what they've been able to accomplish as a football team.
Last year, 2-10, just one win in the ACC. They lost 8 of their last 9 games. Out of the backfield, good hands. And Bobby Wolford picks up a first down on the pass from Josh Bordner. Well, could be the last college football game for the junior Kadeem Carey. And if it is, he'll finish with 16 consecutive 100-yard games. 27 carries, 169 yards.
Just a sensational afternoon. It took him a while to get going, but once he got going, he found the end zone.
This is Tyler Rouse, another freshman out of the BC backfield.
No doubt,
That's Carey, and looks like the day is done, and therefore the Boston College career of Andre Williams. Able to climb the career rushing charts.
You said keep going, I'll keep going.
2 All-Americans, 1 Doak Walker Award winner. Williams held to 75 yards today.
Yeah, frustrating day for Andre Williams, but the season he had and all the accolades after the regular season, the future's bright for number 44.
Tyler Rouse picks up the first down for Boston College.
He's the heart and soul of this football team that led the Boston College Eagles to 7 victories this season. And it was disappointing today. They could never get on track with that running game. You have to credit Arizona's defense. They were the front 7 of Arizona flew around. They were undersized, but they were able to get in the holes in the cracks and prevented Andre Williams from really getting on track.
2,177 yards for Williams. He'll finish just 8 behind Troy Davis of Iowa State in career rushing yards. Let's climb up the career rushing ladder today for Williams.
This is for the tuck. We got the win for you. Shout out.
Tucson native Kadeem Carey. Post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. Immediately following the game, you can find it on ESPN3. First down, Carey, and more for Rouse. Rouse has learned a lot this season as Arizona's in line to take home this trophy and get home in time to celebrate the new year.
Great kid. We got to meet with him yesterday and had a smile on his face and a lot of confidence coming into this game.
BC wants to throw, and it's incomplete on 1st and 10 to stop the clock.
Josh Fortner's pass incomplete.
Indeed, Rice and Mississippi State coming up next. It won't have anything to do with their final win-loss tally, but BC would love to find the end zone before we finish here. This is Tyler Rouse. Rouse to the outside. He's got the sideline, and he's finally wrestled out of bounds. Rouse, like Danker on the other side, was completely unrecruited. 48 hours before signing day, he had offers from Albany and American International. That's it.
It would be nice to see Tyler get into the end zone here with just under, with 40 seconds left to go in this football game.
Rouse, left side, touchdown! And there's some folks out there that love that score for BC.
You can see the big fellas celebrate with Tyler Rouse, only 5'9", 192. But he finds the end zone for Boston College late in the 4th quarter. Good bounce out to the outside. Had that vision and a little bit of speed to get to the end zone.
After the penalty, the extra point sneaks its way through.
They're going to have to go a long way to get him.
Alex Howell handled the kickoff duties for BC. And he kicks it deep. This is Daniel Jenkins from the 2. Stiff arm. Fought through the jersey grab, and there's a flag at the end of that return with 27 seconds remaining. B.J. Danker will take the snap and take a knee. The lightly recruited quarterback out of Torrance, California, junior college transfer, comes in and leads Arizona to its 2nd consecutive 8-win season. And the Wildcats are your 2013 Advocare V100 Bowl champions. 2nd straight 8-win season for Rich Rodriguez, joining Jim Young, who did it in 1973 and 74 at U of A. Don't forget, trophy presentation is coming up next on ESPN3. We will cover that live. Once again, our final score from Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana. The Arizona Wildcats top Boston College by a score of 42-19. Stay tuned for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl from Memphis, Tennessee. The Advocare V100 trophy presentation can be seen on ESPN3, presented by Capital One. 2 touchdowns for Kadeem, Carey, 19 on the season, and another bowl win for Arizona. Now to the studio and John Saunders.